Hey, how's it going? Definitely Mark Thierman has been a busy man. He's heading up the class action lawsuit against DETR on behalf of thousands of Nevadans who are struggling to get their pandemic unemployment assistance. That was from the CARES Act passed by Congress at the beginning of the pandemic. His latest move is a newly filed brief before the Nevada Supreme Court.
They want to make their numbers look better so they can say they're successful.
Attorney Mark Thierman explaining what he says is the motive behind DETR sending out a mass rejection letter to 217,000 PUA claimants and leaving another 70,000 Nevadans in DETR limbo between a PUA claim and regular unemployment insurance. All, he says, to slash its backlog and appear to be in compliance with court orders.
I think they're making their statistics look better by mass denials. This is an insurance company trick.
The letter says claimants are being rejected for one or more of the following reasons. 1, DETR was unable to authenticate their identity. 2, the claim was identified as being filed from a location outside the U.S. And 3, the claim was associated with suspicious activity.
That doesn't meet the due process requirements of telling you what you're supposed to prepare for when you go to hearing.
His advice for those denied:
file the appeal, wait their 30 days, and then go in and demand that the DETR start paying. And there may be another class action on them, but you got to exhaust that. You got to give them that 30 days to do it.
Along with the mass rejection, claimant advocate Amber Hansen says thousands of Nevadans have also received letters from DETR saying they've been overpaid, even if they haven't seen a dime of PUA money.
They've lost everything to get an overpayment or a rejection in the mail saying you have to pay back $10,000+ or $21,000, whether you've been paid that or not been paid that.
Well, the letter from DETR says that claimants have 11 days to appeal, but Thierman says since that's PUA money, it falls under federal regulations and they actually have 60 days. He hopes to get a ruling from the Nevada Supreme Court by the end of the year on the immediate automatic PUA payments. In the newsroom, Steve Wolford, News 3, back to you.
CDC is considering recommending a shorter time period for the coronavirus quarantine. Medical reporter Liz Bonus explains why.
Federal health officials are likely to shorten their recommendation for how long people should quarantine to reduce the risk of spreading the coronavirus. They are potentially saying it would go from the current 14 days to as few as 7. It's all because as we learn more about this virus, it appears that it may be enough if we just do those 7 days to put us on the path to good health.
I'm doing much better. I think that the worst part is that I get tired easily. I tested positive about 3 weeks ago, and I still take frequent naps. It's just a reminder to take care of myself, drink a lot of fluids, and get some rest.
When Andrea West was diagnosed with the coronavirus, she quarantined with her dog Herschel and her son Gavin for 14 days. He too was diagnosed with the coronavirus. Now the CDC saying, however, for those who test negative after exposure, there's new evidence that a test and just 7 days of quarantine would likely be adequate to reduce risk to others. It appears to be the amount of time that you could possibly infect others if exposed, and when symptoms would likely show up if you do have COVID-19. As a nurse caring for older adults, Andrea says it also would likely encourage compliance with quarantining. In her case, having the virus has also given her new empathy.
I have a better understanding of what our patients are going through, and I'm a 35-year-old healthy adult with no underlying diagnoses, and I know how hard it was for me to recover from this. So I have a new outlook on how hard this is for our older population.
Yeah. Now, as always, early identification of risk and symptoms critical to making this all work. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. We'll throw it back to you.
Shopping, there are few words quite as powerful as Black Friday. You probably think of it as long lines, but for businesses, it's a chance to get into the black. Nearly 20% of all business is made during the holiday season.
I mean, this is the Super Bowl in the retail season.
Kara Clark knows what the holidays mean. She works at the Vegas Chamber of Commerce. We wanted to know what our local small business owners are going through, and she had some advice.
Go to downtown Summerlin and check out the small shops that they have and see if you can shop locally there.
Hey, that's a good idea. So off to downtown Summerlin and a store called With Love and Company, where we met a very overworked Tiana Barber.
Are we going to have a Black Friday this weekend? Are we going to have Small Business Saturday? Are we going to be open? I don't ever know what tomorrow looks like.
Barber hasn't slept in days. Her store sells local products, so she's not just thinking about keeping her doors open, but keeping food on the table for all the people who supply her.
It's a big weight, and when you know that people are depending on feeding their kids and paying their mortgage, you know, it's normally when you buy from a small business, you really are supporting a dream.
Clark also knows just how bad local shops are hurting. With pandemic restrictions, so many Nevadans out of work, it's hard to get people into stores. But it might be even harder for small shops like Tiana's to compete with online giants like Amazon or Walmart. So the Chamber has a new plan. Digital gift cards available on their website, good at any shop that uses the Chamber.
You know, it makes it really easy. It's obviously very safe to do that, and it supports our local businesses.
The overall message this year, more than ever, shop, but shop small. John Trainer, News 3.